It's the Monday Morning Motivator with Magooch.
Hey, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. I have a really great sales psychology lesson ready for you guys today. So if you've ever had this experience, like wondering why your clients won't make a decision and move forward even when you both know it's the best decision for them, or if you've ever felt like people don't remember anything you say from the sales conversation the next day, even though they clearly understood it the day before, or if you've ever just felt like people are ghosting you. They were so excited when they were on the call with you and they said, we'll get back to you, and then you can't find them again, right? Well, if you've ever had any of those questions, or if just the thought of sales makes you shiver a little bit, then I'm gonna share one of my most popular lessons today on the science behind why people really buy. And then I'm gonna take you over to the piano because I wrote you a little song to help you remember the lesson. And at the end, I'm gonna share with you my free sales script. It's the sales script that got us over $100 million in sales, and it'll really help you apply this lesson step by step in your sales conversations. Sound good? All right, well, then let's head over to the office and put our thinking caps on and get ready to learn.
So to answer these questions, we need to first answer the question, why don't people want to change? Well, for this, I'm gonna call in my physicist friend, super hottie, Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton said in his first law of motion that an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. That means that a ball on the grass is not gonna move unless someone comes along and kicks it or a big gust of wind blows it away. Well, humans are no different. We don't want to change either. Change is hard. Change is uncomfortable. So we'd rather be miserable and stay where we are than to go through the discomfort of change and the possibility of making a mistake and making things worse. That's why your biggest competitor will always be the status quo, doing nothing. It's actually a survival mechanism because back in the caveman days, that's what kept us safe from going into the forest with the fire-breathing dragons that would slay us, right? But this survival instinct just doesn't serve us when we're trying to reach our personal goals or to reach our full human potential. On the flip side, Newton also said that an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an outside force, which means once a client starts saying yes, it's much easier to get them to continue saying yes with upsells and referrals. So, if people don't change without being acted upon by an outside force, then what is that outside force? Well, for that, we're going to need to look at the study of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capability of individuals to recognize their own emotions and those of others, discern between different feelings and label them appropriately, use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, and manage and/or adjust emotions to adapt to environments or achieve one's goal. In other words, emotional intelligence is understanding how your own emotions work and understanding how other people's emotions work and the ability to affect or influence other people's emotions. Kind of like how music does, right? Think of your favorite song and its ability to change your mood in just 3 minutes. Well, the study of emotional intelligence proves that information passes through the brain and hits the limbic center first. That's the area where we hold emotion, before it hits the frontal lobe, which is where we process logic and reasoning. So what that means is, no matter how analytical you are, even the techiest software developer, everybody makes decisions first emotionally and backs them up with logic. No matter what purchase you've made, whether it's the last car you made or the bag of chips you grabbed at the counter, you always had an emotional response first and then decided to act on it. But here's why humans can be so confusing. This emotional response is really strong, but it happens so fast we don't even notice it. So we think we're making decisions completely logical, weighing out pros and cons, and we're never really aware of what that emotion is behind our own decision making. And that emotion is so strong that no matter what it is, we'll come up with the logic and the reasoning to support what we already feel. So if we feel like we really want something, we're gonna find lots of reasons to buy it. And if we have a bad feeling about something, no amount of qualitative analysis is gonna make us change our mind. So what have we established so far? Humans don't want to change, but the thing that can make humans change is emotion. But now how can you use this information in your sales conversations to help people get from where they are to where they want to be? Well, quite simply, people come to you because they have a problem and they have an emotion attached to that problem that they don't like. Now, that emotion can be anything from anxiety to frustration, overwhelm, stress, sadness, embarrassment. The list goes on and on. Now, a marketer's job is to make people sometimes aware of emotion they didn't know they had, or a problem they didn't know they had, or to agitate a problem enough so that they take action. But a salesperson's job is completely different. Once a person has raised their hand and said, "I need help," a salesperson's job is to show them the emotion that they feel after their problem is solved. Now, that emotion is the exact opposite of the emotion that was causing their problem. So that emotion might be excitement, or calm, or safe, or sexy, confident. The list goes on and on. And it's the salesperson's job to paint a picture of what it's going to feel like when their problem's solved. By telling a story and drawing a vision, we can actually have the customer feel like their problem's already solved even before it actually is. In order to do that, the salesperson has to transfer that emotion from themselves onto the customer. That's why sales has also been known as the transference of emotion from one person to another. And when that emotion is transferred, that's what makes a sale. And when the person actually feels what it's going to feel like to solve their problem, that's when a sale is made. It's truly a magical power that salespeople have to draw a vision and create a new reality and allow the customer to step into it. The key is to understand which emotion your clients need to feel in order to buy your product or service, because it's not the same for everybody and it's much more complex than just going from pain to pleasure. Unless, of course, you're selling pleasure. Remember, even for tech products, you're not selling tech. You're selling the emotion behind the solution that your tech solves. So think about this. What is my customer feeling when they have the problem I solve? And what do they want to feel when they've solved their problem? This one word emotion is what describes your entire brand and messaging. Everything that you and your company do or say should exude this emotion. So, what have we learned? People don't want to change. The thing that influences people to change is emotion, and emotion is transferred from one person to another, which is also called making a sale.
So wasn't that fun? Well, now I want to take you over to the piano because I wrote a little song for you to help you remember this lesson and take it with you. You ready? All right, here we go. If you're getting ghosted and you're feeling kind of toasted, come and listen to this lesson on the science of emotions. People don't want to change. Sir Isaac Newton taught us that they're gonna resist a good thing, and that, my friend, is a fact. So how do we get them from their pain and misery? Emotions are the key to move them where they wanna be. Emotions, you gotta get emotional now. Emotions, you gotta get emotional now. And that, my friends, is your science lesson. It's the answer to why people really buy. You gotta get emotional now. Emotions. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that and have a great week. You can grab my free sales script at freescript.jpmpartners.com. I'll put the link below for you. That's where you put all this together and actually make it work for you in your sales conversations. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing, like, and share. It really does help us out and help us continue making these great videos for you. Bye!
It's the Monday morning motivator with Magooch.